Our last video stirred up a lot of opinions, so we waited. We watched, and then we watched it happen again. Another use of deadly force against an American citizen, followed by the same mental gymnastics from parts of the media, trying to spin it into confusion over a phone supposedly looking like a gun. At some point, that explanation stops sounding reasonable and starts sounding scripted. They now say 2 federal agents involved in the Minneapolis shooting have been placed on administrative leave. That is standard procedure after a deadly use of force, and it does matter. It signals the incident crossed a threshold that requires review. But let's also be realistic. Placing agents on leave is a step. Removing Gregory Bovino, Senior Border Patrol Commander, from his Minneapolis role and sending him back to El Centro is the administration signaling that someone has to take the fall, banishing him out of sight, cutting off his access to social media, and keeping him low until the heat dies down. That is not accountability by itself. Internal investigations are still internal. They rely on agencies reviewing their own actions, their own footage, and their own judgment. And this is where the bigger problem keeps getting ignored. Why aren't body cameras required across the board? Period. Don't tell the public this is a funding issue. A body camera costs less than a lot of the extra gear already being issued. If agencies can afford tactical equipment, armored vehicles, and surveillance tools, they can afford a camera that records interactions from start to finish. When agents pull out their personal phones and start recording civilians, we don't know what happened before that moment. We don't see the escalation, the commands, or the decisions that led up to it. We're given a clipped version of events and then told to trust it. That's not transparency. That's incomplete information presented as the full story. And no, this is not about confusing a phone with a gun in a calm, controlled environment. These encounters happen up close, in real time, with trained officers who are expected to make distinctions under pressure. That's exactly why the bar for clarity, identification, and authority has to be higher, not lower. If the investigation is serious, the facts will speak for themselves. If it isn't, people will notice and trust erodes further. This was an RFN update.